There are moments on the spiritual journey where we don't have the answers, where we stand between the version of ourselves we've outgrown and the one we're not yet ready to become. And it is in this middle ground, in the messiness of questioning, that something sacred starts to stir. Today, I'm sitting with someone who's right there in the thick of the unknown. Senia isn't here to teach or preach. She's here to be real, to unpack the contradictions within herself, to ask the questions we're often too scared to say out loud. And that makes this conversation so important. This episode isn't about having it all figured out. It's about honoring the journey of becoming. Let's begin. Today on Sitting with Wisdom, I have the honor of having Senia McIntyre on. I want to welcome her. We're going to have a very open conversation. So, welcome, Senia.
Thank you, Erica. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. So, you dabble in non-duality. How did you come into that?
Yeah, I wish I knew where it came into me. It's definitely been an unfolding or something. I guess I would say I strongly started something after my mother had passed. And I don't know if that was how many years ago, maybe 2018 or 2019. And before that, I've always been searching for something. And then there was something I committed to. I called it like jumping in the deep end. And so once I did that, I have no idea. I started reading different books, watching videos, and now I'm here.
Okay. So, can you remember like one of the books that helped you, I guess, navigate when you first started out?
Well, I would say The Power of Now. Eckhart Tolle was one of the first ones.
Okay.
And so I think there was a show Oprah had on, and Eckhart Tolle, she has plenty of shows with him, but that was the start. Um, that's the book, The Power of
Okay.
Now.
The Power of Now. Okay. So with that, you also have a couple people, you say videos, the people that stick out to you the most when it comes to videos would be.
For some reason, I feel like, it's hard to share the videos because over the years, it has changed so much. And I think that's all part of it. So, I mean, Rupert Spira is one of them right now. But when I first started, there was no way I probably could understand those videos.
Okay.
So back then, I don't know. I know books were a big part of it. I know I started meditating and then I devoted every day to meditate in the morning a little bit. And that was a big part of it. Meditation, I think, that just slowed things down for me. And then I started searching more, got more discipline in it. But for videos, there's, even different books or I know I talked to you about this before, but A Course in Miracles, there's different, I don't know if they're religions or I don't know, but I've dug into so many because something connected at that time.
Okay. I love it. Because I feel like when you were just saying in the beginning stages, you didn't know if you could understand certain things that Spira was talking about. And I feel like that's in life in general when moments come and you're in this moment of, well, understanding of something, right? And then something comes and it kind of shifts your perspective a little bit. And so it's, oh, now I can understand this. Or it's like that aha moment that happens for people. So I could definitely understand that. All right. Well, that's let's go
It's
ahead and get
it's
into it.
still happens every day, something new
Oh,
comes up, or I'll read a different book. I'm at the same book, but at a different time, and then it just
yeah.
clicks differently. So, yeah,
It's like words are living. They're always
yes,
changing meaning, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, so here's the first question I have written for you. You are becoming even if you're not fully there yet. So let's start not with who you are, but who you sense yourself shifting to and into.
Your questions, Erica. It's like I um you know the things I want to say. It's almost like I know you're gonna understand for some reason, but
Uh-huh.
your audience or something. I don't know. There's like something that's resisting the question, but I feel like I'm definitely at a place where y- you mentioned like embracing it.
Hmm.
It's like I'm on this line 1 minute embracing and the next minute it's screaming no, no, and that I feel like I'm fighting that or that resistance to like what I know. See, this is what the words come in. So
This
what I
is.
know, there's like a fight of the letting go of my old beliefs. There's a fight there. It's like seen as believed these things for so long, and now all of a sudden, I can see another side to it,
Mhm.
and it's like not wanting to let go of that old Senia. That's where I am right
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Okay. I can 100% understand that. And like you said, it's with the words link. I feel like with words, meaning is lost, but it also is a tool to kind of navigate just in this existence. It's said before that we live and was able to express like telepathically without words, and just the feelings would emerge and you would understand. So I fully understand that.
I
And
know
I
you
think other
do.
people listening will understand as well.
Okay.
Um, what are two parts of you that feel like they don't belong in the same body, but somehow they do?
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, we're going into it.
I mean, I feel like that's what I just answered in a way, right? If I had to turn it into beliefs, you know, but part of me, whatever that is, I had a strong belief in, you know, this is how Senior operates. These are Senior's beliefs. You should do it this way. You should do it that way. This is the way life should be. And then this other part is now like, no, there's no should. Everything's a gift. Allow this. What is, this is it. And to see it, just experience this and not judge it. Just let it be. And so there's that. That's the two sides right there. One is it
Yeah,
should be this way, and the other's like, no, this is a gift no matter what.
yeah,
This is a gift. So, let it be. Just allow it. That allow word is changing. That's true allowing. Just, I don't know
yeah.
how else. The words, right?
No,
The
yeah,
words.
yeah, but it makes sense. Like there's a part of you that wants to grab hold of what was, and then there's a part that wants to grab hold of what is, the unlimited, the possibilities, and to see it all as a gift that is unfolding. Not knowing exactly what the gift is or what it isn't, but just knowing that it is a gift. That moment, that now, that experience. So I definitely,
Everything, right? The
yeah,
stuff, the tough parts, the good things, the bad, everything is a gift no matter. And even if I don't know what the gift is, just to see that there is a gift and maybe I don't see it in this moment, but I will see it. And
yeah.
so just allow it. And that's every day, every moment,
So
staying
every
present.
day, you say like every day, every moment, like that is to sit in that and to actually take the time to, I guess, really be cognitive towards that. Like, how does that feel for you? Like, do you feel the challenge of that?
Yeah, I like that, Erica. That's what it is because obviously I feel like I'm going through it, right? And so as I allow this more and more, what is, right? It's just like watching it and seeing that as I'm using the word again, embrace.
Right.
It's just so much more peace in my life. And then it becomes easier maybe the next week, or I want to say that just even the next moment or the next day, there's more peace. And I have, you know, people at work or family, friends that call and they're sharing with me their stresses of the day, and then I put myself there and find the gift, find the peace in it. And that's hard because it's almost like I want to shut up. 'Cause sometimes I want to share, like, maybe this is a gift, what you're going
Mm-hmm.
through. Maybe it is, this is the way it's supposed to be. What do you believe? What's your beliefs? And so that is just embracing that we all are going through this, and it's our perspectives, our beliefs. And mine right now is working on that peace and everything, the allowing.
I love that. I love that.
Just tell you,
Okay.
this is my everyday thing, you
No, but
know.
I mean, for me, especially with this podcast, and I named it Sitting with Wisdom because I believe everybody has some type of wisdom. And there are people that are navigating journeys that are similar. It's not exact, but similar in, these conversations that I've been able to engage in, I feel like have been very eye opening and expansive, and it allows for people to actually be okay with having the conversation. So yeah, and I think more people are similar than they are different.
I
So
agree. I
yeah,
agree. That's why I said we're all going through it. It's just how we
yeah,
see it, right? And that's the
yeah,
change, is those shouldas, those beliefs. It should be this way, and now seeing that this is the way it is.
yeah. I
No
like it.
judgment.
No judgment.
No judgment. Very
None.
hard. Very hard to do.
Yes, 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 for sure. Okay, so my next question to you is, have you ever felt like you had to pick a side within yourself? What did that cost you?
Yes. I feel like I had to pick a side. I feel like I want to use one where I've called you. Because as I'm going through this, we'll just keep it like in this same scenarios. Um, I'm with my family and try to, and we're having this discussion back and forth, and I'm seeing that we're saying the same thing just in a different way. Like there's the beliefs are the same, but it's just coming from obviously a different perspective. I don't know. I don't want to give too much because my family might watch this. I don't want to
They for
bring it.
sure are probably gonna
Yeah,
watch this.
but you feel like you want someone to fight for you, and so this is the way you believe they should fight for you. And then I know they want me to fight for them that way.
Mhm.
But Senia's way, here we go, or the should way is I just felt at that moment that I wanted to fight for that Senia's way. Even though it was the same, I felt like, I'm still fighting for you, but I'm fighting for you in this way. And I felt like I needed to say it. And it was tough because later I look back and it's like we're fighting for the same thing.
Mm. Yeah,
If we can only see that, we wouldn't. And I say fighting, I use that word, but I don't even want to say it was an argument. It was just a conversation,
right.
trying to show this is the shoulda. It's still a shoulda. But
It's
at
the
the end of the day,
shoulda.
it's still the same. We're doing the same thing, just in a different way.
Yeah.
And so I chose my way in that moment. I don't know if that answered your question.
Well, a little, but did, did it feel like it cost you something?
Oh,
Because the question here's the exact question. It says, "Have you ever felt like you had to pick a side within yourself, and what did it cost you?"
I see. So then, in that case, the same situation.
Mm,
So through my beliefs, right? I said it should be this way, and I wanted to fight for that side. So then,
mm,
what did it cost me? I don't know that it cost me anything, but afterwards, I felt like this is still that line that I'm on where the not allowing. See, I don't think it cost me. I feel like it cost me going back to that old senior, and that took away my peace, because
mhm.
the peace is in the allowing in the what is, right?
Right.
And that this the gift of everything. But then I go and argue or fight for this thing that I believe should. That's what it cost me, is my peace in that moment. It was unnecessary energy I used. And so
Gotcha.
I don't know. When you say it, I'm trying to come up with, but I
No, I
felt
mean,
afterwards, I felt it. I felt how
right.
I, lost my peace by jumping over to my beliefs, those strong beliefs that are there.
Yeah. No, and that's peace is a lot. That's
Yes.
yeah. I feel like a lot of us are trying to make sure we're maintaining that, right? That balance, that homeostasis, and to revert and go backwards for a moment, it's like, oh man, no, that's not comfortable. It's kind of like a reminder, like, hey, you've done so much work, you've made so much progress. This is what I feel like. Do you still want to take part, or are you still moving forward in, this other journey that you're on?
Thank you. That's right. That's what it cost me, right?
Yeah,
Someone's like, yes, stick to this journey.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Love it. Next question I have for you. What does it feel like to not fully know your path, but know that you're not who you used to be?
I told you I'm in it right now. It's not comfortable, really. I don't know what to tell you. It's like you're on this teeter totter, or I like to always say on this hamster wheel, and all you have to
Mm,
do is step off, but you're not stepping off.
mm.
And it's like it's here right now. And why do you choose to stay on this hamster wheel? So, are you asking me how does it feel?
Yeah, how does it feel?
Right now, it's uncomfortable. There, is that peaceful, the uncomfortableness of it?
No,
Or this
yeah.
is what they say, that comfort. As long as you stay in the comfort, you don't change. That's to be uncomfortable to get there. And I'm definitely uncomfortable.
Mm.
But
So, with you being uncomfortable, has it seemed to open you up to a more to a space where you're able to see more around you, or are you shrinking, you know, into it?
Erica, shrinking into it.
Like, no, really, because some people, when they become uncomfortable, they like shrink into the uncomfortability that moment. And so it's just like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. Like,
Oh,
I'm literally just stuck here.
okay.
Or that moment where you're like, okay, hold on, let me really take a look at what's going around. Life isn't necessarily shrinking for me. What it is providing me an opportunity to discover what is and what isn't, what flows and what doesn't flow. Um, those types of things.
So, uh, there's two things because I want to go back to why I said the shrinking, but first I'll answer your question. Definitely not shrinking. It's opening up to so much. And it's kind of like when you face a fear clearly, like you face that fear. Maybe you're forced
Mm,
into it or not. And then afterwards, you're like, I can't believe I was scared of that. Yeah.
yeah.
But you don't know until you face that fear. And I mean, I could do something that's simple like zip lining. I was scared to zip line and I was like shaking. And then once I got on the zip line, all of my fears in that moment just went away and there was so much peace. And it's the same through this. But there's still, for me right now, in this, there's that fear's there. And then as I keep facing these fears, I can feel it just opens up to something new. And I'm like, wow. And that's where the peace I feel comes to is like, let's just say at some point in my day, if I had to give a percentage, I'm constantly reacting and, it's just the drama of it. But now I feel like I say a percentage of it. At one point, maybe it's 80%. Well, today I feel like barely any part of my day has the drama or the reactivity to it. But in order to get there, I had to react a few times, a lot of times, and see I'm reacting why am I reacting? But I had to look too.
Mm,
Like sometimes you're just so, like you say, I guess that's where the tight comes in. You won't look. You just stay in it. And then, but if you look, then you recognize something. And then it opens you up to say, oh, there's no reason to react to this. I see why I reacted to it. And then there's just the next time something like that happens, I see it and it's just so peaceful. There's no reaction. And I'm like, wow, how'd that happen? But this wasn't, I mean, this is years I've been doing this and I keep seeing
Yeah.
this, like, it keeps opening up and it gets easier. It's like practice, right? Just
Yes.
like meditation. It gets easier little by little as you sit still and stay silent. So,
Mm.
yeah,
Stillness and silence. Right, that's huge. So do you feel like a lot of your growth has happened because you chose to be still and silent versus reactive, or, I have to get this out, I have to say what I have to say?
100%. And this is happening every day because there's still areas that my beliefs are strong.
Yeah.
And so I react. But I can look back and see how many things I have learned and faced, and now and there's no reaction to it. And that's where, like I say, and there's 80% of my day or whatever, there's so much more of my day. I'm at peace because of it.
Yeah.
So, yes,
That's beautiful. I love that. I love hearing and seeing, because then I can apply it to myself and I can, like, oh, wow. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Um, are there moments where you feel deeply connected and then completely disconnected? And what do you do with that contrast?
oh my gosh, yes is the answer. And I'll try to get some examples, and then what do I do with it? I'm still challenged. I'm in it right now, one of them. So, if I had to give an example of one where it's beautiful, I can say there's a time where I felt this is just it's all my experience, and this is everything I'm feeling. So at this certain time, and I don't know how big the window is, but it's clear and it feels like my heart is open. That's actual words I've used. My heart feels so open. And in this experience and in this feeling, it's like everything I do is like animals, plants, people. It doesn't matter. I just feel so much love. It's just a feeling all over. And if someone's having a bad day or they're saying something about someone, I've even said in this moment, like, open your heart. Like, where did that come from? Like, what is that? Like, their heart has to be closed in my mind, I guess, in that experience. Someone called me, it's like, asked me the question, how do you feel? And I said, I feel so much love right now in the phone call, just from him asking. And he goes, I feel it too. And it was like just this period of so much love and just, it didn't matter. There's so much connection with everything. Uh, I don't know how to explain it any more than that. That's one of the examples I give. But then, however long that lasts, then the next thing you know, something happens, and then it's almost like totally opposite. It's not that I have any hate or anger, but it feels so like resistance. I don't know if there's a way of explaining resistance, like something's happening. I guess I like to use right now the word shoulda. Like, it shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like this.
Right.
Why did I go, you know, out of the way an hour on this drive? Like, why am I in traffic? Why all this whys are happening? And so it feels so tight, restricted. But I'm also looking at it as, okay, just find the gift in it. But it's not as easy.
Yeah.
And so that's what I would say. And then your last question, part of that question was,
What do you do with the contrast?
I mean, I don't know what I do with the contrast right now. It's like I'm in one of those phases where reminding myself of the gift, right?
Mhm.
Um, but then it's like, I guess I'm looking at it as there's fleeting moments. You said that to me. There's fleeting times. There's
Yeah.
like the roller coaster. There's ups and there's down of all of it. And so there's times when it's easy and there's time when it's not as easy. So I'm in the stage, I guess, of embracing, accepting it, but it's it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Seeing it though, I'm seeing it.
Yeah. I mean, from many of our conversations, I'm seeing it, right? I'm seeing how you are just allowing and what that allowing um is producing for you in your life. Even though I know you don't like to tell your stories, right? And it really does allow you to get trapped somewhere that we don't have to or should really necessarily be, but your ability to really explain this in a way that people who may have similar situations or thoughts, they can really say, "Oh, I understand that completely," and somebody else is there too, right? I think it's beautiful. Um, okay. So when you feel doubt creeping in, do you lean in or run from it? What do you think doubt is here to teach you?
I think it's all about like it's the fear thing and facing it. So what is it to teach me? I don't know. I really don't know. But this is where I feel the practice comes in with feeling
Mm,
it and sitting with it. It's not easy, but when you start doing it, and then when you're in it, sometimes I feel the message may come, or I'll look back and say, I had to see that, and then I don't know, I grow from it, or I don't react to it or whatever it is, but I feel like a lot of it's happening right now. I feel like
A
it's
lot
just
of it's happening right now.
right
Right
now,
now.
like not in this moment.
Yes, I know, I understand. I fully understand.
But I sit with it and then it's just like, I just don't know and I'm allowing that to not know.
Yeah. And it's crazy because for me, when I think about doubt, I think it's the great revealer. Like it reveals so much, but it's required that you have that ability to be still in that moment in order for it to reveal. So yeah, doubt is definitely a teacher. It is a revealer of of everything you thought wasn't, isn't. Like it's always, yeah, it's revealing something.
So do you think the doubt is like part of the magician thing? If you know what I mean, like it's like tricky. It's like
Oh,
always has
for
a trick to you,
sure.
the doubt. And the
For
same as
sure.
like when you're, you know, changing your beliefs, it's almost like you're insane or something to believe something different. Is that the
Yeah.
doubt? Right?
That's
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 the doubt.
definitely a part of the, yeah, that's definitely a part of it because it's like, oh, I've been thinking this way this whole time. And then all of a sudden it's like something's new entered into my orbit. And it's like, what is that? I'm curious, but at the same time, I'm here and I know this, right? And we talk about knowing all the time. What is really
Right.
knowing? Because it's
Right.
always changing. And then the moment you allow that attention, right, to grab hold of that other thing, it's just like, okay, I'm curious about it. Let me figure it out, and then you're sitting with that and like, oh wow, this can apply to me, right? This can kind of fit, and then you realize after doing it for so long, it's like everything is everything, and everyone is everyone, and it's like anything can fit you if you want it to, right? So it's just like really for me, it's just like when I'm sitting and I'm talking to people, I'm like, I can fully understand because I feel like I'm you, right?
That's right.
I am you. Like there's no separation.
That's right.
And then I think that also has helped me when it comes to that doubt thing. Because I'm experiencing what many people experience. So it's just like for me, and I think you probably see this, is like I'm just, some people see it as lackadaisical, where I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like, but it really, for me, it's really like that. Like, I can understand your perspective. I can
Yes.
understand, how you're moving because I feel like I've experienced that, and there's no separation when it comes to those. When it comes to anything. Yeah.
Want to dig in, but I'm
Oh,
not.
okay. We can
No.
dig a little bit more
No.
if you
No.
want.
That's fun. No, that's fun.
Okay. Well, we won't dig. Um, Okay, well, we're moving forward, but the next question says, what parts of yourself are you still learning to love, even if they don't feel evolved yet? You better take a deep breath for that one.
I did when you were
I
reading the
know.
question. No, it's you know, I'm not worried about being vulnerable, but a big one is it's being good enough. I'm not good enough. And I don't know how deep and how long it's been there, but I definitely struggle with not being good enough and almost, I mean, I want to say everything right now. This is the big one. Is it
Mm.
that your question?
Yeah, it's what parts of yourself are you still learning to love? Um,
It's all of it. Not good
yeah.
enough.
So that's the if we were to tunnel in on something, that would be the thing that people you would find like, okay, that sense of value, that sense of worthiness, at its core. I think a lot. I was watching an interview with Felicia Rashad. I love Felicia Rashad. Just she
Mhm.
just drops a lot of jewels, and she was saying, I think somebody asked her, when did you begin to see yourself as beautiful? And she was like, I think she said when she was growing up, she saw her siblings and she thought they all were beautiful and they all were, fantastic, and that God skipped out when he made her. And I was just like, wow, like this iconic figure that has, been a part of a lot of people's lives, um had this belief of like she just was not worthy or pretty, or and then just like deep down, how many people are really walking around with that same sense? It's like a lot of people feel that they're not worthy, they're not capable, all of these things. But to be able to, I want to say, hone in on that and then try to sit in the stillness of it and really figure out, why does that even, like, why does my worthiness or my sense of worth really matter in this moment?
I love it. I love it. Yes, that's right. That's where I am, is why does it even matter?
Yeah.
And I mean, I can remember as I was going through these years, I would tell someone that said, "Oh, you look so strong and so brave," and they always said that about me, so smart, all these things. And I was like, I'm walking around like a chihuahua, like the chihuahuas are shaking all the time. I was like, I'm the person walking around just shaking inside. But through this journey, I have found my ground, and that doesn't happen. Like, I don't feel that anymore. But just going through I'm not good enough. I can see it in so many places of my life and the decisions that I've made. And yeah, now it's just, why does it even matter? And that's what I've been contemplating. I don't know. Inquiring.
Inquiry. Oh,
Inquiring.
what a
Yes.
word.
Yes. Why does it
Oh,
even matter? So, yeah.
okay. I understand. What does being whole mean to you? Not in theory, but in real life.
Not in theory, but in real life. Being whole right now is just like seeing the truth. And yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what being whole is. I'm
Has there ever
struggling.
been,
I'm
so there's been
struggling.
so many versions of you, right?
Yes.
Have you ever felt like any version of you felt whole?
No, I mean, right now, everything is dropping away, Erica.
Hmm.
So as it's dropping away, I don't see what's whole. It's like that senior and all those beliefs are going away. So there's really nothing there. And that's another reason why the not good enough doesn't matter really anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know whole anymore right now. Right now. I don't know if this is, if you're understanding.
No, I fully understand, because it's like, even when you say right now, because life is always moving, right? Knowing is always changing. Life, that's the whole meaning of life. And I think I've told you before, for me, at least, I believe that the whole meaning of life is growth. It's always changing. It's always expanding and collapsing and expanding, collapsing and expanding. So it's right now in this moment, no, you may not feel that way, but then who's to say 3 years from now, you're like, oh yeah, this is what it looks like. Like, you're that letting go, being in the middle of everything and knowing that you can pull anything you want and you can release anything you want. I think it's a beautiful space.
I don't know what to say on that one. It's like so many things I want to say, but yeah, you're saying like the limited versus the unlimited, and Yes, I'm on that line of this. I don't I've said it to you before.
I
I've said it to you before. And the fleeting, right?
mhm.
The fleeting,
Mhm.
like you said, nothing. It's always changing, but there's something that's not changing.
There is definitely something that's
There,
not changing.
there's this stillness and peace in this moment right now. Always now.
Yes, always now.
All right. So
And
if
that's a
that would be the whole, then if you ask me where I feel it. So when I'm present in this
there
moment,
it is.
then that peace I call it is the whole. Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
You
That
try to
is
pull it out.
there it is. Hey,
You try
you
to pull it
know,
out.
that's what I do.
Yeah, because
Oh,
all the changing, like you said, there's how can that be so whole if it's
yeah.
constantly changing? I mean,
Yeah.
and everything is changing, you know that. But I was like, there's something that's not, which
No,
could fool somebody. But yeah, there's a peace and stillness now, always,
now.
right
And I
now.
think when people talk about the power of now or the presence of now, I don't think we dig deep enough into that and what that really looks like, what that really offers you um, when you're present
Right.
now.
Yeah. One time, I don't know if it was a book or a video or something, or a conversation I was having, but this now thing, and I was like, what do they talk about? And then they bring up time,
Mm.
right? And so if you really look, they find out about this past and this future thing, and you sit with it and really look, then this now really becomes different.
Mm.
But I meant that's probably another conversation. But time is one of them. That's a big one that a lot of people don't want to sit with and look at. But that present moment is all there is if you
Yeah,
really look.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay. Oh, there's so many ways, so many places I want to go, but I know
Freaking.
I have this written out. Okay, I'm gonna stay online. I'm gonna stay on course, but there's many places that we can go with this conversation.
I know.
Um, the next question I have: do you believe that confusion, contradiction, and uncertainty can coexist with purpose and alignment?
Man. You want to dig in there and then I'll tell you yes or no? Because right
Do
now,
I want to dig in?
there's no like yes or no right to that question.
I mean, do you
Uh,
believe that confusion and contradiction and uncertainty can exist, coexist together?
yes, it
Yes, for
can.
sure.
Yes, it does all the time.
All the
That's
time.
right. What are those? That's like a paradox, right? Is it always here?
Yeah.
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 That would be like with this stillness, there's always movement. Isn't that the same?
Yep.
Right? The
Yep.
chaos, there's
There's always
peace and
calm.
chaos, there's
Yeah.
calm in the chaos, right?
Yeah.
We can keep going. So you just asked it, the answer is yes. And we could
There it is.
so many. Yes.
That's what I mean. When you really take the time to step back and observe life and its happenings, you have to realize that everything has a contradiction, but at the same
Everything.
time, it all coexists together. So that's like that whole thing when we talked before, and I was like, hey, you're seeing it from one perspective, somebody else is seeing it from another and another. And there's so many, all these different perspectives, and it's just like, okay, who's right? What if we're all right? We're all right. We're just at different angles. So what if I decide to slide over and look from your perspective? Oh, I now see that that six is a nine. Boy, if you move, you now see that nine is a six. That whole thing. That's
Yeah, and I think that's what we're talking about here is that's where the
hmm
growth comes. And that's where your shouldas change.
yep,
Because if you have this strong belief, that's obviously Senia's beliefs, if you're not willing to see a different perspective, like how can you grow?
yeah,
And so that's all it is a constant seeing of a different perspective, but it's all happening at the same time. And yeah, I Can it happen? Yes, it is happening. It's happening all the time. But we just get so focused on that one way, opening up,
For sure. For sure.
taking out the judgment, and just letting it be what it is.
The allowing.
Letting it be
Allowing.
what it is.
Yeah, allowing, and that's the thing too for me, like allowing people to be people, allowing people to show up as they please. And it doesn't mean that I have to change. It's, I can have this consistency, not allowing, say somebody's like very angry. Like I dealt with this recently. Somebody's very angry and I'm just like, I'm the same way I'm talking to you is the same way I'm talking to them. And it's just like, well, I want you to be mad with me. It's like, I don't want to be mad though.
Right.
Why? Like,
Why?
why? I don't, why do I have to shift in order to, have this engagement? So I am a firm believer in allowing people to show up just as they choose.
Yeah, so that's one of those things I'm working on, that allowing part. That one is because it's like there's the why they can't
Mhm.
see my way, right? So once I've
Mhm.
changed, then it's into why can't they see this way? And then I use the word suffering. Like
Mm.
I want the peace, I don't want to suffer. So now you bring your way and you want to share with me, like you said, I want you to be mad. Well, I don't want to be mad because I see it this way. So now it's like I become, I think this is another one I struggle with, is I see the suffering, right, of others, and then it's almost like I jump in that. I feel bad, like sad for, the world. I feel
Mm.
sad for the world. We don't have to suffer.
Yeah.
And that's just, I mean, somehow I have to embrace that this is just the way it is. But it's like, I get sad at times, just so much sadness seeing it. Well, how do I allow that? How do I embrace that part?
Oh,
I'm
you
in
were.
it. I'm in it. I'm in that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it's like, if a person has decided, because we're all making choices, we're all making a decision, and if you've decided that that is the frequency that you want to ride on, I can't change your mind, right? I may say something that sparks you, but it may not, it's probably not even on purpose. It's just my own observation of how I perceive the world. And maybe you'll shift and say, oh, okay, well, I've never thought of it that way. Well, let me see from a different angle. But other than that, I mean, it's at the core of it, it's the choice. It's the choice. The only, what problem I have, that I have trouble with, is when I see children suffer. But then I realize that is a choice of a guardian, right, or a parent or whoever, is showing up in that child's life. Like that's a choice. But then when that child grows older, it's like then they are now responsible and have a choice to make. So that's a part I definitely am challenged with. But I also have, like I said, have to remind myself that that is it's all a freaking choice, and I can't change your choice.
But when I said it, something clicked. And then as you were speaking, it was like, it's the same, the contradiction thing, but
Hmm.
it's the loop of it, and
Hmm.
you still have to allow, right? It is what it is. So it's the
Yeah.
gift in it. There's a gift in it. So it goes right back to what I started with. So if someone's like, "Why aren't you mad?" and you're watching it and you're like, "I don't, want to be mad," or "This is what I choose,"
Yeah.
then again, I said I'm sad watching the suffering, but it's a gift in it, and I have to find that gift and allow it. That's just what it
And
is.
it,
But it's a
it's
loop. It's a loop,
for
right?
sure.
It
I mean,
continues to.
if for sure is a loop. Like think about it. Like I don't remember what book I read this out of, but it's like, if you don't know suffering, then would you know what happiness looks like?
Right. Amen.
And if
Right.
I don't know pain, would I know what joy looks like
Right.
if it was to come? So it's like all of these things. We have this great desire of this utopian world, and I believe that it does and it can exist. Um, But then for me, that tells me that we're definitely on that. When that happens, we're on a different plane. We're on a whole different spectrum. The light frequencies have changed. Something has changed. When the world can completely come to those terms where you don't have to have these dualities, right?
Right. Right.
Are we there yet? No, for sure
Right.
not. I feel like a lot of us are waking up and seeing, but then we're still stuck somewhere, you know? We're stuck in that shrinking. I can feel and sense that there's something there. I can look over and see it, but do I really want to engage in it? What does it
Right.
mean if I decide to engage in it? What am I giving up? And I think that's that whole when fear comes in and then the doubt comes and it's just like, well, what does it look like if you actually do go over there? It's different, but might be a better experience.
Yes. And there's when you're saying it, there's a part of something I'm seeing that is Senia believes like there's so much she's controlling so much. And I'm seeing like there's none there, and it's the more I allow, I'm seeing it. It's happening, and it's much easier. That's where some of the peace comes too. It's just like I don't have to sit here and feel like I'm controlling all of this. God has a plan, right? That's what they say. So why do we believe we're doing all this? I don't know. I'm not gonna change this topic. But when you just said it, it kind of like popped in my head. Is that part of us doing so much and yeah, shrinking down because we feel like we need that control.
Yeah, that is control. That is a topic within itself
Yes,
because it seems like the more I'm sitting, the more I'm observing, the more I realize that the moment you let go, right, of what you think you control, it actually seems, and it's just the irony of life. It actually feels like you have more control.
something
Like,
like that.
yeah, like
Something like that.
it's really, I
Right
don't
now,
know.
it's
It's
different.
very strange. Yeah, it's very different because it's like to let go of this old paradigm that I have fully believed in and just say, okay, as if I feel I'm free falling, right? Just free falling. And I just feel so free. And it's like freedom and freeness is liberation. And in liberation, there's control when not control. I don't know.
Going through it. I'm going through it. Yes,
But I don't know. I fully understand it. I think a lot of people understand it. They're just not having these conversations to express it.
it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's all the questions I have written down, but I did write, I said, we're not always meant to have the answers. Sometimes our greatest growth happens not in becoming something new, but in simply sitting with what we are. In between the extremes and the echoes of our contradictions, there is wholeness waiting to be witnessed.
Yes. I feel like there's this struggle back and forth that I have sometimes that I always want to know. And that the moment that I can see I'm trying to figure it out is it releases and then all of a sudden that resistance goes away and then something opens up. But as long as my mind is constantly trying to figure it out, I feel like that's keeping me locked in this prison. And the moment I come back to it, I'm like, who wants to know? Who wants to know? And you already brought it up, earlier, the knowing. But yeah,
I don't know. And see, that what I said literally, and I felt like when I wrote this, I felt like I know me knowing the way that we have conversations is like there's always this lingering. I always tell you like, oh, you just leave me lingering. Like there's never a real completion, if you will. And I love it. Like I love it. But that's why I literally wrote that we're not always meant to have the answers. Sometimes our greatest growth happens not in becoming something new, but simply sitting with what we are in between, in the streams, in the echo of our own contradictions.
beginner's mind. I've heard it. Beginner's mind.
Yeah.
Love it, Erica. Beautiful.
Love it, Sia.
Beautiful.
I'm so excited that you came on my podcast and shared some of your knowledge and wisdom.
Grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, until next time.
Looking forward to it.